Hi everyone, and welcome to Macquarie's Postgraduate Careers in Focus. I'm Emily and I'm a current student at Macquarie University, and today we'll focus on the diverse range of careers you can move into with a Master of Marketing. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge that this webinar is taking place on Wallumattagal land of the Darug Nation and pay my respects to all elders past, present and emerging, as well as extend my respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander guests in the audience today. As we allow some time for attendees to join us online, please note that this session is being recorded and will be shared with you after the event. If you have any questions throughout this session, please put them in the Q&A box. We'll answer them during a live Q&A session later. We have an insightful session planned for you, so we'll start off with a panel discussion exploring the careers you can undertake with a Master of Marketing with the Macquarie Business School Course Director of Master of Marketing, Dr. Pradis. We'll then look at how to apply for the Master of Marketing and class dates, followed by a live audience Q&A session where you can ask us anything by typing your question in that Q&A box. So let's get started. Welcome, Pradis. Our first question is, what are some of the most common career paths that graduates of the Master of Marketing program pursue, and what are some of the more unique roles?
Thank you so much, Emily, for inviting me. Really happy to be here with our potentially future students. So that's a very good question to ask, actually. Some of the professions that our students are working in right now are such as brand manager or the consumer insight specialist, or they could be like customer relations specialist as well, or digital marketing specialists, social media marketing, marketing analyst as well is one of the the popular ones as well. We have sales managers. So our students actually are, depending on their interests and depending on the units that they've taken in the course, they choose to, take different roles. As I said, it could be quite diverse as well, but usually the potential employers are banks and financial institutions, or it could be like the business analysis firms, or sometimes government agencies or departments. It could be industrial and B2B organizations. So yeah, it could be even multinational organizations as well. So it's, as I said, depending on the interest that they have, they can choose their path as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you so much. And with the rapid evolution of digital marketing, what new roles or specializations do you see emerging for graduates in the next few years?
What I can see from the new trends in the market, especially the digital era that we are in, I can definitely see that in the future, rapidly we will be having more roles and opportunities for those who would like to work in digital marketing area as a digital marketing specialist maybe, or those who would like to work as maybe customer manager, experience manager, CX manager, or those who would like to be working in the marketing technology area. It could also be that domain that is very evolving nowadays, consumer insights and analysis, data analysis is another thing that I can see is rapidly evolving nowadays. And obviously content creation and social media marketing is really in demand nowadays. I think overall, considering the digital era, I think these are the roles that are more in demand, and there will be more and more opportunities for them in the future. So in general, the e-commerce specialists are very popular nowadays. And the units also, like the whole course is designed, the Master of Marketing course is designed to enhance students' skills around those skill sets. The digital skills, we have designed specific units related to marketing technology and digital marketing strategy, for the same purpose and for the same reason that we have seen a huge demand in industry for, these sort of expertise in the market.
That's really interesting. Thank you for that. And in terms of versatility, how versatile is a Master of Marketing degree across a whole range of different industries?
Good question. So Master of Marketing is designed based on the extensive research that has been done in industry, and having a very close collaboration with industry partners. We have identified what exactly needs to be embedded into the course, what kind of units needs to be embedded, what kind of skill sets needs to be explored and improved in our students. So we have a very close connection and relationship with industry. We always seek input from our industry, and we also bring them into the classroom in different ways. Actually, marketing is a very applied degree, so that's why we always keep our connections and relationships with the industry partners and collaborators. As I said, we use and collaborate with our industry partners in different ways. So it could be like the industry mentorship, for example. So in some of our units, our industry partners provide mentorship to our students for their main projects, basically. And sometimes it could be like they would come to our classes as a guest lecturer and they share their experience with our students. Sometimes we run industry panel discussion with our industry partners. It could be like an in-depth one-on-one industry interview as well. So in different units, through the whole journey that our students have, we have tried to embed industry in different ways and formats that is suitable for that specific unit. So that's only because, marketing, as I said, is an applied course, and embedding industry and having that collaboration and partnership with our industry partners is going to be very beneficial for our students.
Yeah, amazing. And what specific skills acquired in the Master of Marketing program do you believe are the most transferable to various careers? And how can students best highlight these skills to potential employers?
Oh, absolutely. So there are some specific skills that are taught in Master of Marketing. If I want to highlight the most important ones, I would say problem solving and critical thinking are two of the most important things that are very we are very heavily focused on it. We try to teach our students how to independently and also in collaboration with other team members to do a project, to finalize a project. We also focus on their communication skills. So it's very important for us to make sure that our students do have a very excellent written and also verbal communication skills. This is super important because, obviously, in the job market, when you're working with your team members, when you're working on a project, obviously you need to provide reports. Obviously, you need to provide a verbal presentations or pitches as well to your clients, maybe. So these I would say these are some of those important aspects and skills that we are focusing on it, and also the digital skills and how we can be more creative and how to apply creativity in all aspects of our strategies and when we are designing them it's also something that we focus on. And lastly, and sometimes most importantly, is the social and environmental implications of our strategies. So we teach our students how to, design those strategies by considering the social and environmental implications and consequences of their decision making as well. So in general, we could ensure that different transferable skills actually, so critical thinking, problem solving, ethical thinking, and team working, and all these aspects are those transferable skills that our students learn in the course, in the whole Master of Marketing journey, and then once they go to their their positions, they are ready to use those skills in a very perfect manner. So yeah, that's how we basically embed those skills.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And in terms of networking opportunities, how does the program facilitate networking that can help students secure positions in their desired fields post-graduation?
Mm-hmm. So networking is actually something that we are very emphasized. We have tried to emphasize on it and focused on it a lot in different ways. So we, as I have mentioned before, we partner with our industry collaborators a lot. And for example, if I want to give you some real examples, we have conducted two different panel discussions with industry partners such as Samsung, and then we have actually invited their CEOs and CMOs to our panel discussions. All our current students were invited, and also our future potential students were invited to be there and benefit from the discussion. So we have partnered with Samsung, with Minolog, with Iconic, with Robotic Marketer. So different ones actually. They have been invited for networking sessions and industry panel discussions. So that these actually provided different opportunities for our students to be able to, network and have a chat with different CMOs and CEOs of these big companies, and not only get experience, get benefit from their insights and experience, but also be able to make sure to introduce themselves as well, and possibly provide more opportunities for them for themselves in the future. Another aspect is that, as you know, Master of Marketing is accredited by Australian Marketing Institute, which is one of the most important and popular marketing bodies in Australia and in the world. So all of our Master of Marketing students get this chance to attend all the networking sessions that are run by Australian Marketing Institute, which again provides another opportunity for them to be in touch with different industry people from different companies. So I believe another thing that might be helpful to mention is that we have an initiative called Emerging Marketers, which is done in collaboration with Australian Marketing Institute. Actually, they run it, but we collaborate with them, and they, in collaboration with them, we try to provide that one-on-one consultation and networking opportunities for our students with the different industry people, also from different positions actually. So we had so many students who had this chance to had that one-on-one consultation with the industry partners and CMOs and CEOs actually of different companies. Yeah.
That sounds really great. So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of role for internships and practical projects in the Master of Marketing. How do these experiences shape their career trajectories? Do you have any examples or anything you can share on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I would always suggest my students to think about having and doing an internship. While you are doing your Master of Marketing, it could be towards the end of your study because you might be feeling readier to do that. We actually have a unit designed which is called the Business Internship that provides that opportunity for our students to do that internship as a unit and get a credit for it as well. So while they are getting that experience, and they can also get a credit for passing that unit. So at Macquarie University, we also have a PACE unit and also careers and employability services unit that provides guidance and consultation with our students to find a proper and suitable company or businesses for our students. So yeah, that's definitely something that I always suggest my students to do. That would, there are some benefits to it. So obviously our students can gain the real world experience by being in touch and also working, although for a short term, but getting that experience, that real world experience, can help them a lot, and also it can help them with their resume and CV. That's why whenever my students ask me if I should do an internship, I always encourage them to do so. It also helps them with the networking opportunities that you have mentioned. So obviously when they go and do an internship like for 3 months or so, they will be exposed to different people, and they will learn different skills. So the team working that we were talking about and we've been practicing during different activities that they do in the class, the practice-based activities that they do in the class, they will go and also practice it in the real world scenarios as well once they do the internships. So as mentioned, it could enhance their resume and CV as well. It could help them to understand the workplace culture better, and also more importantly, it could help them to build confidence. So that's why I think these internships, it could be paid, it could be unpaid. There are different ones, but it could help our students to be more ready for their future opportunities once they want to accept a full-time job in the future once they graduate. So yeah, I would definitely suggest, and there are different pathways and guidance for our students at Macquarie University to help them to find those, as I said, unpaid or paid internships. So we have career services and employability connect services that help our students with this as well.
Thank you so much. It sounds like a very rewarding and supportive program. I'm going to take us through now how to apply and our application deadlines for the Master of Marketing. So firstly, a brief course summary. We've got the Master of Marketing, which can expand your marketing knowledge and skills to design and implement creative marketing plans and strategies. It also gives access to valuable tools to gain insights into markets and acquire key knowledge to make informed decisions, as well as advancing your interpersonal and communication skills to work effectively on your own and with stakeholder groups. So how do we apply it to the Master of Marketing? So what you'll need for your application is copies of documents including the proof of Australian or New Zealand citizenship or Australian permanent residency, including proof of name change if that's applicable to you. We'll also need evidence of previous academic qualifications and transcripts, including translations if they're not already in English, as well as evidence of English proficiency if that's applicable, and a current resume and workplace reference letter if you're seeking entry through previous work experience. For our next available intakes, we've got Session 1 in 2025 with the application deadline on the 10th of February in 2025, where classes commence on the 24th. We also have Session 2 intake with the application deadline on the 7th of July and classes commencing on the 28th of July. Our career outcomes and opportunities include things like banks and financial institutions, business analysis firms, consumer goods manufacturers and retail firms, and so much more that's on the screen. And that can lead into different career examples such as brand manager, consumer insight specialist, customer relations specialist that we talked about a bit earlier. We're now going to move into a section of questions, so we'll open up for any questions that our presenter and guest speaker alumni. And if you have any questions, please put them into our Q&A box. And if we don't answer any questions in this session, then please feel free to book a one-on-one consultation with our team and we'll be happy to go through any of those questions. So our first question that we have up here is, what advice would you give to future postgraduate students studying a course at Macquarie?
What advice I would give? I would give, well, as I said, I think, you know that Master of Marketing is number 1 in Australia, and you know that it's number 25 in the world. So I'm very confident about the quality of the learning experience that you will have by doing Master of Marketing. And we have a very supportive team of colleagues. All the UCs, all the unit conveners are very, supportive of our students. So what I would suggest is to try to try different things in life, I guess in general, and most importantly, I'm sure that the reason that you are here is just because you have done your research and you know Master of Marketing to some extent. So by I believe by doing Master of Marketing, you are enhancing your opportunities in the future. So because we are living in a very competitive environment, I would say. So having a master's degree is considered as an advantage. So I can see in our current graduates that those, I had some students who just graduated, and within 3 months, or actually within 6 months or 3 months, they have found a position actually. They have really tried hard during the course. They have studied, hard, although they have all the support and everything, but they have put the efforts in as well. And they have successfully, finished their studies. And those who've been passionate about marketing, those who have tried hard and they have, submitted everything, they have attended all the classes and they engaged with the class. That would be my suggestion, to have a high engagement with your learning experience. I can see that, from my observation, they have done much, much better during the course. Obviously, they have graduated successfully, but also they have found it. They have found the job that they wanted to find. Interestingly, those who've been trying hard during their studies, working hard, they have attended all the networking engagement events that we have designed for them. They engaged with those as well. They have attended those. They have started the communication and they have introduced themselves to the industry partners. They showed how much they are passionate about, their marketing and also their future positions as well. Another suggestion I would say is that always feel free to ask questions. It's better to ask questions and ask for help and assistance, because I know that myself and also my colleagues are always happy to support our students in any way that we can, actually. So yeah, there are more, but these are the most important ones that just came to my mind actually.
Perfect. And you spoke a bit about engagement, and one of the questions is, what flexible study options can be offered in this course?
Good question. So we have different entry requirements. So depending on your previous background, like your previous studies, whether it was a related degree or a non-related degree, and also depending on whether you have related work experience, you can choose to do a 1 year Master of Marketing or a 1.5 year Master of Marketing, or you can choose to do a 2 year Master of Marketing. So as I said, it completely depends on how many years of work experience you've got, and also whether you have finished your bachelor, your undergrad in a related degree or non-related degree. So depending on these two aspects, and also your VAM as well. So it needs to be above 65. All these factors involved can help you to decide, and also help us to decide whether you need to do a 1 year, 1.5 year, or 2 year. But you have the option to do any of these three that is more suitable for you, basically. So yes, we do have a full flexibility. Also, flexibility within the course is that we do have some essential core units that you need to take, but we also have lots of elective units that you can choose. So we have several, I think we have about around 10 elective units. The units that I've been talking about, like digital marketing, social media marketing, customer experience, strategic brand management, B2B, business to business strategy, and so on. Commercialization unit. So we have multiple elective units that it's completely up to you which one you want to choose, depending on the career path that you see for yourself in the future. So we have that kind of flexibility within the course as well. Yeah.
Great. And following up on flexibility, one of the questions is, can I study this course while working full-time?
Well, it depends on you. I mean, I wouldn't be able to say yes or no. It completely depends on you. What I can say is that for each of our units, most of the units, the majority of the units, they actually offer multiple classes. So there are several classes. For example, if we have a digital marketing unit, then we offer 3 workshops or 3 tutorials for that unit. So you can actually choose which one you want to attend, okay? That gives you a huge level of flexibility, and it applies to almost all the units that we have, that you can choose the time of the class that is suitable for you. So in that sense, yes, if you're working full-time, you can also manage your classes as well, and find the ones that are more suitable to your own timetable. With regards to the studies and your load, also there is lots of help available for you. So you can have consultations with your UCs. You can watch the lectures online as well. So all the lectures are pre-recorded, so you can watch them at your own convenience whenever you have time. I understand that some of us, if you're working from 9 to 5, so we can find a time here and there to watch the lecture. So you also have this flexibility as well, so you don't need to be there for the lecture, which is another plus, and that adds to flexibility as well, especially for those who work full-time. But if you are willing to allocate time and dedicate time for your studies, yes, I would say it's completely doable. Absolutely. Yeah, it might be a bit harder, but it's completely individual. But there are the course is designed for also those people, considering those people who might be working full-time and part-time as well. Yeah.
That sounds great. It sounds like there's quite a few different options. One of our question is, how competitive would you say getting accepted into this course is?
Well, it's completely, I would say it's quite competitive. It's completely based on the, the interview requirements. So based on the interview requirements that we have published online, on Macquarie website, we completely, follow that instruction. So depending on your, as I said, depending on your interview and depending on your work experience, your VAM level, and also your degree, your previous degree. So a combination of these factors will be considered to get the acceptance to the course. So we can consider it competitive, I believe. But for someone who has a high VAM level and who has some, work experience or have done a degree in a related degree, I don't think it would be very difficult to get in actually. But having said that, if you have done your undergrad in an unrelated degree, or for example, if you have, you don't have a work experience, but your VAM level is very high, we consider all these factors, and then we decide whether that student needs to be accepted to the course or not, because we always would like to make sure that we keep our standards and high quality of our students as well.
Thank you. And once those students are accepted into the program, what sort of support is there for assessments and exams?
Oh, okay. So that's the thing that I was talking about actually. So we have plenty of support available for our students. First of all, from 2 weeks before the start of the semester, we do, all the UCs, all the unit conveners actually design their islands, and they're available to help our students. So by designing the island, I mean having a very detailed assessment guide and a very detailed rubric on island for students to help. Actually, some of our unit conveners provide different videos about each assessment to help our students as well, depending on the type of assessment. But for each assessment, we have a very clear guidance written and sometimes in video as well. For each assessment, we do have a one-on-one consultation with our students. Each UC provide weekly consultation, and it's mentioned in the unit guide, so it's published. And students would know when and where they can find their unit convener to get help from. Also, our students get help from their tutors as well. So the whole teaching team, so imagine a unit has a lecturer, has a UC, unit convener, and also maybe multiple tutors as well, or workshop facilitators. The whole teaching team will provide consultation, sometimes face-to-face, sometimes online as well, to help our students with their questions. We do have, as I said, weekly consultations per unit, which is being provided by the UC. And also we have email consultations and sometimes online consultations by the tutors as well. We also help our students during the class with their questions. We have online discussion forum, so each unit has an online discussion forum that our students can get help from the discussion forum as well. So basically, I would say the whole team of the Master of Marketing are very approachable. So the only thing, the first thing that came to my mind with regard to your previous question was the amount of support that we provide for our students. And that's because really we care about their success, because their success will be our success as well. So we really care about that.
Sounds like it's a very supportive environment. One of our questions is, how large is the cohort for this course?
Oh, so it's getting larger and larger actually. But yes, the Master of Marketing is growing, and that's something that shows that actually students from all over the world are actually deciding to do Master of Marketing, and I think that's a testament to the the quality, the job that my colleagues are offering to our students, and the amount of support that they provide to our students. So, and the quality teaching actually that we provide. So, always, providing with the most recent information applied also. So we have weekly practice-based activities in each unit, hands-on experiences in each unit for students to really work with real scenarios and learn how they can resolve those things. So we currently, I believe, we have more than, I think, 250 current students. And it's getting larger and larger actually. So, but I don't know the exact number yet. Yeah, because we're always getting new students. But it's a large cohort, which they did. Depending on, because we have multiple units, they decide the units that they want to take, and then we have a cap on each unit as well, on each workshop as well.
Perfect, thank you. We had another question asking, are there any international exchange opportunities?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we always, every semester I myself approve some of our great actually exchange students who decide to, do their Master of Marketing or, be with us for one semester. So usually their application is referred to myself to decide, and usually they choose the units that they like to do. Some of the units, depending on the degree that they are doing currently, and if they have done the prerequisites of those units, usually they get the approval to do those units that they are willing to do. But I guess the short answer is yes. We do have plenty of exchange students, and we always like to have exchange students.
Thank you so much for your time today. I think we'll make that our last question.
Sure.
And we've now come to the end of the webinar. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Just a reminder to submit your application if you'd like to be considered for the February intake next year. We will also send you an email with a recording of the session in the next week or so. We look forward to welcoming you to Macquarie University soon, so take care everyone.